Can we make it happen in this video? So I'm going to be posting this. I don't know if it's going to be on my main channel or on my second channel, but it's going to be a little series about whether or not I can get earnings in finals. I'm going to show you what happened in all of my 10 games and just make it a video. For those of you who don't know how this works, this is the solo victory cash cup where every win in finals gives you $100. So every single game that you're seeing now, if I get the win, I get my first earnings in, like, I don't know, 4 years, 5 years. The first week I made some finals with some crazy luck. That video is blowing up. It's going to be on the top right now. In game number 1, I had a pro player named Jamper, which you guys might know. He conned my spot. This is where he lands as well. And believe it or not, I end up getting a better drop than him. Oh, son of a bitch. Pretty unfortunate how I didn't hit any of those shots on that last guy. That was so close to getting that unconned after I killed those 2 people. So we're moving into game number 2, and this is where I couldn't really tell how good the surge was going to be, like whether or not it was going to be really stacked or kind of dead. Now, one thing that's going to be helpful to know about these tournaments, especially if you end up playing them yourself, is that a lot of the people that are going to be playing these are obviously really good, so they're going to be pros and whatnot. And what pros tend to do in tournaments that are solely based off victory royales is that they're going to key until they get what's something called is the win condition. A win condition could be anything. It could be a hammer, it could be max heals, it could be chili splash, could be max mats even, but really every pro is going to be picking the hammer, so they're going to key until they find one. The mindset is they're not going to go into an end game to secure a top 10 or a top 15. Otherwise they would just play with what they have. So they know that if they don't get the hammer, that chances are they're probably not going to win, so they're just going to go key for one, go get it, and then go play that end game. They have that confidence, they have that skill, so they do. I've talked to a bunch of pros offline and they always talk about the win condition. Game number 2, although I don't have a spray weapon, I got my surge up and we're looking good in this end game. All right, I'm chilling on Surge. No. Personally, I think that was really good, and that was definitely a good first endgame. It got me warmed up a little bit to head into game number 3, where kind of something crazy happened. This guy just randomly gave me a free refresh. At this point in the game, I'm pretty much almost above on Surge, but I do need a little more, so I am looking for that. The goal is to rotate across this zone, right? But step 1 first, what I was looking for was to try and get Surge in front of me. Doing it in front of me instead of behind me is actually way easier because everyone is rotating and in the open. That's something I learned a little while back. In this game, I made a crucial mistake when trying to use my hammer. I keep getting landed on whenever where I'm rotating. I think it's a dead open space, but I really choked this. With 3 games out of the way, I'm slowly but surely gaining a lot more confidence in these tournaments. This is the first finals that I ever really played, and it's not really a true final, so it was a little weird to play at first. Once again, I end up clutching off spawn. For some reason in solos, I became a god at landing off spawn in this entire tournament. But in game 4, I did not have a hammer, but I did manage to have a lot of impulse, which is a really good next step, especially if you pair it with aerialist. It's almost the same thing, not exactly. This is when I came across a guy who was running from a fight with a hammer. And like I said earlier, I had impulse, but I was still looking to try and key to grab that hammer like the pros do. If I get that hammer, that is the win condition, and that's something that I do need. Sadly, we both end up disengaging as a third party ends up coming too. I say, screw this, I am out. Then I end up getting keyed by the previous FNCS winner, Peterbot, and I'll just let that play out. So at this point, I'm not having the best of luck, and I'm making some crucial mistakes. Luckily enough, I end up going in with the same loadout that I had as the previous game, but this time I ran over an enemy's box and he ends up making an edit on me. Oh, scared the living bejesus out of me. I'm not even trolling. I have absolutely no idea how this guy did not kill me, but now we have a hammer and we're absolutely juiced on mats. Finally, in game number 5, we have a good chance at getting to a solid endgame, especially because it's dead. Games like this is exactly what I need. Okay. We're gonna have to hit a quick replay because it is crazy how that guy went through not one wall, but also the flipped cone. I mean, he is the 50 ping warrior. Rolling into game number 6, yet again, we got another player contesting us. Later on in this game, I'm going to show you a little trick to keep in mind. Now, I didn't have hammer and I didn't have forecast. So I was waiting for other people to rotate and paying attention to how far they were going into the zone. Usually the people who have forecast always just rotate right away. So if you can pay attention and pick up on that, I also rotate with them and I end up pulling the next zone. This allowed me to get in the perfect spot to get a guy who lands on me, and then I drop him down, get a free kill, and grab a hammer. And now I'm set up with a really good win condition. Let's make this happen. Why not grief? Everything was going really well until I went up to something I couldn't build, and it ends up costing me the game. This is where yet again I get keyed on top of the mountain and absolutely destroy this kid. Game number 7 in the mist, and I am feeling the most confident rolling up into this end game yet again with everything I need, including forecast. And not to spoil, but this is my best game. Sadly, we could not make it happen. I ran out of mats, but I did have a good run, and this is what gives me confidence for the next week. In game number 8, I went to key for the win condition, and I lost, plain and simple. Low key, I'm pretty sure I got shot through my wall, but we'll go into the next one. We got one final game left to make this happen. Final game on the line. I end up killing a pro at my drop spot. That's a W. But I still am looking for that win condition. This is when I decide to look for other players who have a hammer, and out of nowhere, I just get blessed by this guy who's trying to key me. Not sure why he was looking to take a fight, especially with the loot that he had, but if I can clutch up to get this kill right here, I can really have a solid chance at making something out of this last game. We got what we need. Now we're going to head into the last game. Let's make it happen, please. Every time I open, I just get done. Pay very close attention to this rotate. All I wanted to do was just get one more box ahead of me so that I can be in the zone, and it ends up costing me my life. To make it even worse, he is 6 HP. Drop a like if you're new, hit the sub button. It's been your man Ken. I'll see you in the next one when we get earnings.